Based on the questions we've been getting and the comments we've been getting, it's time for us to go the other route. Because we've discussed many things about the women.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of Commons. I am LD Demola, and to my left,
and your sushi House of Commons.
Icon Noah, House of Commons.
Pascal Altoma, House of Commons.
House of Commons, my bruh.
And nothing will happen.
Today's episode, today's topic, what is the best way to capture a man's heart?
Hey.
How do you capture a man's heart?
So I'm assuming this is tailored to the
Can I ask you a question before we go?
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean capture?
The easiest way to say it, how to get a man.
How to get a man.
How to get a man. Okay. How to get a man how to get a man and how to keep a man.
You mean a good man? Because it's easy to get any man, right?
A classic man.
Classic man. There you go.
Classic man.
There you go.
You can be mean if you look this green. I'm a classic man.
Okay. If I sing, the show will end. So
yeah. So what's the best way to capture man's heart?
I want to take. You want me to go first?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm going to make it personal because this is what appeals to me. One, I love people being real. There's nothing like being real. Be yourself. Be who you are. The best way to capture my heart is to don't be pretentious. You know, there are some things. And when I talk about being real, I'm not talking about like you can wear a weave, you can wear a wig. It doesn't. But that's not the
you can
aspect
enhance
I'm
your
going
beauty.
to. You can enhance your beauty. You can augment your boobs, whatever. That's not the main thing. But I'm talking about characteristics. Behavioral pattern. Just don't say you do one thing and turn around and do another thing. That's not good. I don't consider that responsible. So I'll leave it there for now. So let's.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh. Should I personalize it or speak
You have
generally?
to. No.
Personalize it?
Yes.
You can do whatever you want.
How to capture Pascal's heart.
How to capture my heart? Number one, intelligence. I can't, if 2 times 2 equals 44 in your head, it's going to be hard for you to capture my heart. So for me, intelligence, I think for me overall, intelligence is the number one. And then number 2, real. I like people that are real, like you said. I've met a lot of people, but one girl that I always remember is one girl that took me to her place knowing that she didn't have a bed. And she didn't care. And when we got asked where we're going to sleep, she said, we're going to sleep on the floor. That's where I sleep.
Wow, she was not embarrassed to take you there.
She was not embarrassed to take me for me to sleep on the floor. Not because she doesn't have a bed, but because her friend, she's got a bedroom, her friend was in the bedroom. So she didn't tell her friend to go sleep on the couch. She said, okay, when I have my friends, I sleep on the floor. Do you mind? I said, oh, no.
No, that's being real.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So right there shows me that this chick is real.
And then what happened after?
No, I'm coming.
What happened on the floor stays on the floor.
No, but I'm being real, right? Yeah, so for me, intelligence, for me, the person that's real. And the number 3 thing I cannot stand materialistic chicks. You have a job that pay you only $25 per hour, but everything in your apartment is designer. My sister, how are you putting up with that and being able to pay your rent? Am I making sense?
Yes.
So I like people who are real. Yeah, that's the best way. Real. Forget about any other thing. You have to be real, but intelligence.
On that note, can I just add to what you just said?
Yeah.
I have. We're not naming anybody. I had a friend. I had a date one time that wanted, human hair. This thing cost $1,200.
Human hair.
Yes, the real human hair. And she's looking at me like, I came here with you. What's going on? I'm supposed to pay. That's almost my rent. That's almost my house note, my mortgage that I should take and buy you human hair. And I'm just trying to be practical here. I'm not saying you cannot buy or buy something worth something of value like that for a female, but let's keep it real now. Come on now. At this stage of the game, come on. There's a lot of things that I can do without money, that would, go further in life at my, where I'm at right now. Where I'm at right now. If I'm Kanye West or Jay-Z, that's $1,200 is nothing, for human hair. But come on.
Okay.
How to capture? I feel you. I think
it's saying you first.
go ahead.
Yeah, because you're the moderator.
Oh, okay. For me, what I look for, what I think is important to me is if I can connect with you, like Pascal's saying as far as intelligence goes, but it's kind of transcends intelligence. It's more about, can I connect with you on a level that you can understand me, and we can understand each other, because I like, big booty, thick women, beautiful women, but that's nice, and I like it, and I don't know if that captures my heart.
That only lasts for 48 hours.
Yes, yeah, exactly. So I appreciate those things, but what I do like, and what would capture my heart is, like you said, the behavior, the way you behave, the way you act, your value system. Those things are the things that I value. So it's not so much about the outer, it's the intrinsic qualities that you have as a woman that captures my heart, and then if you're, and it can even just be just your motive, your purpose when you do things for me, it's you care about me, you're willing to sacrifice for me, because most women, not most women, but a lot of women these days, I don't really see them willing to make heavy sacrifices for their men.
Any.
So I don't want to generalize, but that's been what I've experienced, and that's just sad. I don't want to go on a tangent, but that's basically what I see to be something that would catch my heart.
Value. I'm mentally stimulated first and foremost, so intelligence is a must. And I'm not talking about book smarts. I don't care if you have a degree or none of that. None of that impresses me. None of the paperwork impresses me.
Street smart?
It is not just street smarts. It is intellect. Are you intelligent in your own way? Are you able to carry a conversation? Are you able to, keep me mentally stimulated? Right. That's one. Mm-hmm. Of course, like every man, I like, nice.
We're gonna get into that.
And all that.
We'll get into that.
You know what I'm saying? But here's one thing I'll say though. Like, I had to learn how to be captured, because I used to lust. I used to look at things like, oh my God. I used to think, if I can catch this one, that's what I thought, until my mom, I have a good girl right now. Great girl.
Shout out to who?
You know who you are.
Don't listen to Ike.
Look at this guy's talking. Do you notice that you both talked about I was on a date? Every episode, even sometimes talking about dating. I beg, calm down. So I had to learn how to be captured, because I thought there were things there were exciting things, but a lot of times,
Sorry, how did she capture you?
Her cooking game was the magnitude of her cooking game was ridiculous. That's number one. But number one thing is she cares about you as a being. She's very family oriented, extremely. She cares about you as a being. She cares about family. She respects you and gives you your space as a man, right? She's not trying to prove equality in any sense, because we respect each other, but I have to learn that was valuable for me to even be able to say.
Can I say I think last but not least is...
It's not that serious, we still have a long way to go.
We have a long way to go. But
yes.
I think for me also, because being a creative, being in a field where it's not a very conventional type of strategy to get to where I want to get to in life. Right. And as I'm building, I need to be with somebody who's going to understand that. And then not only that, because of the fact that I'm doing that means that I have a certain type of personality, I'm a certain type of individual. So a woman who accepts me and loves me for who I am, that steals my heart. That makes me kind of drop down defenses a little bit, because I'm like, man, you actually care about who I am, and you're supportive of what I'm trying to do.
Where you're going.
So because, you tell some women, especially where we work and where we live, you're not going to tell, unless it's ready-made, there already.
Right.
You're not going to, it depends on the girl.
You also have to be realistic about what you're hoping for.
Oh yeah. Can I add something to one thing you said? Yeah. I remember 13 years ago when I first moved to Hollywood. So, I'm not going to mention names, right? Right. So,
but does she know who she is though?
She knows who she is, right? So,
is it cool?
Yeah, this chick invited me to eat lunch at her place. That's when we first got here. You know, I knew I just got out from theater school. You know, moved to Hollywood from Dallas, Texas. You know, I was living in a back house. You know, like the
Boys' quarters.
Boys' quarters. I was living in someone's boys' quarters.
Right.
That's what I could afford. Then my rent was $600. Yeah, to live in that place on Vernon, Arlington area. So this guy invited me to her place to eat. So lunch, I go over there. When I got there, everything was flowing until her phone rang. You know what she told me? She told me, she said, Pascal, oh, you gotta go. I said, why? She said, oh, my boyfriend, my friend that I see sometimes who plays for the Oakland Raiders said he just got in town and he's on his way here. You gotta go take your food.
So you're not as important as that guy.
Yeah,
Wow.
she told me you can take your food and
Oh, the food that she cooked for you.
Yeah, she said, wow. Take it and go. You know, hold on, I'm just coming.
That's
As
so
Niger boy, right? As Niger boy, my pride, my little broadcast pride came into play. Right? I said, no, I don't have to take the food. Don't worry. She said, okay. She don't even worry about me taking the food. She said, okay, but you gotta go. I said, okay, thank you. I hugged her. I left. A few years later, we the Black Hollywood Film Festival, Hollywood Black Film Festival.
Okay, yeah.
So one of my films were playing. I don't think she knew that was my film. She came with who she was dating now to the film.
Wow.
So the people are waiting to greet the director, greet the cast, and they saw ladies and gentlemen, the director. I come out after that, and people were taking pictures, and she looked at me and she came there. She looked at me. I looked at her. I looked at the guy she was dating. I looked at her. I said, excuse me. Is this the Oakland guy? He said, oh no, that relationship. I did. I had to. You know, this was about 4 or 5 years.
Back then they didn't want me to. I'm hot.
I said, he said, no. He said, but you know, Pascal, I've been trying to reach you. You know.
Yeah, I know you have.
I said, I told him. The guy that she was. I said, hi, my name is Pascal. I told her, nice to meet you. Old friend of hers. I said, okay. I said, don't worry. I still have your number. She said, no, I changed number. I said, don't worry. I
know how to reach you.
You know why I say that is because of what Amy said. We are in a business where it doesn't work like other businesses work.
Correct.
Like you go to medical school, you finish, you do your housemanship, you finish, boom. They give you a job, your work is guaranteed. That's not how our own works. So for some in our business, those people that are willing to be there for you at the beginning stages of your career, that's who can capture your heart.
That's big.
But those ones who, by that time, I'm gonna express it so you understand. When I first got into this game, when I left, I used to run another business in Dallas before I went to theater school. When I first got to Hollywood, I lost all my friends, including the male and females. For maybe 5-6 years, I didn't hear. There was only one friend of mine that stayed and stayed strong. His name is Barnabas Ifeanyi Chukwu Okoroko.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I have to say his full name. Yeah, I have to say his full name. Let me say this. Yeah, I have to say his full name. You know why? Let me say it so you understand again. His name is Barnabas, Engineer Barnabas Ifeanyi Chukwu Okoroko. That was my only friend that stayed for the first 5 years of my 6 years in
Mr. Moira.
You understand what I'm saying? So if you talk about capturing someone's heart, men need woman that will be there for them through thick and thin.
Now let me say this.
Not when the house is already built. No.
But let me say this. Let me say 2 things. Number 1, there are some women that will do everything right, and they will not get a man, and that's simply because of ratio. It is what, 1 woman to like 7 eligible men. No, one man to like 7
eligible females.
So there are some ladies who are going to do everything right, who are just not going to find a man.
I didn't know the number was that high.
It's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
It is pretty dramatic.
So I'm the king, really?
Oh wow, correct. Ladies, another thing I'll say is, the truth of the matter that is not really marketed. A man with a dream is stubborn. And a lot of ladies are going to have to understand, a man with drive, a man with ambition, is a man on the go. And sometimes your duty as his lady is going to be extremely tough.
Or his friend. Because you have to be the friend first before you can become the...
Absolutely. You have to understand that it is going to be tough to tame a lion, basically. And does this make sense at all?
It makes some sense. It makes sense.
If it's not making sense, I'll let you know. Hold on. Already finished it.
No. I mean, it's just. I'm just basically saying that because there are going to be people who watch this and say, I've done all these things, but this guy still doesn't stay.
Okay.
And the fact of the matter is, there's several different factors, and I'll just speak for mine.
Well, sorry.
No, just go back to what I was saying. I'm a man on
A mission.
on a mission, right? It's bigger than me. Usually, most of the things that we're doing is bigger than us. Not saying that that's what makes me hard to catch, but
They already caught you. What are you talking about?
she don't catch me. I can't let her know though. You can't let her know that she has
My sister, you don't catch her.
How about two? Another episode.
Okay, but you go ahead.
Well, okay, in line with what you just said about your story and your blah, 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 how you came to LA and all your story, that is so real. When I came to LA in about 13 years ago, about the same time, the first person I met in LA, in an acting school, do you know, my connection with this female was like incredible, to the point that she brought the best out of me, and if not for some reasons down the line, she could have been the one I married, but that's life though.
Okay, what are those reasons? Because that's what...
Oh, where we're trying to find out.
That's what we're trying to find out.
Thank you
so
for
that
asking me.
Those reasons were not crossed, maybe, she would have won your heart, right?
Thank you. Let me go to the reasons that she captured my heart back then.
And the reasons why she didn't stay.
Okay, well, you don't want to do that as another episode?
No, let's combine it.
The reason why she captured, like we all said, I came to LA from Texas primarily to act. Even though I had another job, my goal, my dream was just to get into an acting. I went into an acting school. I met this female. We just bonded. She would complete my sentence. Did I speak on you?
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She would complete my sentence. It was easy for us. We could just stay at home doing nothing, and we're just comfortable with each other. There's no pressure. I didn't feel any pressure to do anything I could fart, and it's okay. And it's okay. I didn't have to be pretentious about anything.
Don't do it over here. But we're not happy.
Anyway, so you get the gist of where I was going.
Yes.
Why we did not marry?
The
The chemistry was there. Very good, great chemistry. Like, she's the type of girl, if I went to this so-called salon where they sell this human hair and it's $1,200, she'd be like, honey, we can go half on see that kind of thing. At least she feels my pain. She's not like holding her hand and waiting for me to bring the whole $1,200. So that kind of chemistry was there. The only thing why we did not get to that point had to do with some our beliefs with family, extended family. That really affected our relationship, because I'm from Africa, I'm from Nigeria. We love our extended family. We take care of our extended family. And it's not an issue, it's like nothing. Like me, I can invite my parents to come and stay with me indefinitely. She was not with that.
Let me say one thing that we're not saying. Sorry. One thing that I'm going to say, if you ain't a freak, you're not capturing anybody. I'm just letting you know like that.
How did you go from family to this one?
No. I'm sorry.
What are you drinking?
No. Listen. I mentioned all the good things.
No, well, how do we jump from family to freak?
Hold up. We've mentioned we've mentioned family oriented. We've mentioned, she's kind hearted, she cares, she cooks, that's awesome. I know there are probably some ladies who are watching this like, you see what these guys are, some misogynists? I don't care what they're saying right now. If you want to capture a man, there's a lot you got to understand about sex. It's just a fact. Okay. Is it a lie?
No, but
absolutely.
You just put it out there.
It's absolutely true.
Finish your point.
I'll finish my point, but it's a fact.
Okay.
We're laughing now, but look at our culture and relationships.
I'm laughing, right? And the reason why I'm laughing...
You're laughing with him.
You know why I'm laughing?
It's not that we're laughing.
Okay, but you know why I'm laughing, right?
For real.
What we are discussing now is not what a typical African.
Of course not.
We'll talk about.
So that's why I'm laughing. Like, did he really go there?
I really just went there.
Right. Okay.
For real.
Okay, no, I'm glad you went there,
of
but
course.
let's continue on the topic, right?
What? We're talking about cancer. That's part of it. Okay.
Can I say something
before I forget this?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was going to ask something to the one he said about family. Most girls, when they don't understand that family cohesiveness, family dynamics, right? That's the reason sometimes you don't blame them. You blame the culture where they came, or culture they came out of. You blame the type of family, because not all families, extended families, are structured for togetherness. Not all families are structured for that extended crap that many people, our culture do, right? I know even some people from our own culture, inside our culture, inside Nigeria, they're not into that extended family business. You know, because I know, I have dated someone before who their business is only you and I, that's it. Anybody else doesn't count. But if you want to capture people from other countries, other cultures, you can do that, it will work. But with Nigerian culture, African culture in its entirety, it's not gonna work.
I don't think so. I think it's every culture.
Can I say
every culture that values family.
It's not every culture.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely.
Well, he just corrected it by saying every culture that values family.
And every culture does that.
That's it.
Of course.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that when you look at a Barack Obama, one would argue that there wouldn't really be a Barack Obama without a Michelle Obama there to support him and there to encourage him, and there to tell him this is what you. Because I think why I'm bringing this up, because what also steals my heart, going back to what we're talking about, is I'm a man, so I don't want nobody to tell me what to do and boss me around. But I do appreciate somebody who takes the time to tell me, hey, this is something I'm noticing. This is something this is a suggestion of what I think you should do. This is your potential. I think you're veering off from what I think you could be possibly doing. I think those things are really important to me, because now you're showing me that you really care about me. Like you really care about what I'm doing. So I don't want you to be disrespectful to me, but if it takes you, God forbid, to slap me in the face and say, look, you need to get it together. That's the kind of person that I want to be with, instead of somebody that's going to be doing, oh yes, member. And every time, just going along with everything that I'm saying. At the same time, I do want you to accept me for who I am. So it's a balance.
Yes, you see what you just said now is deep. It's deep. Because so most females don't understand the fact that they can still correct or enhance you, but by pointing out some certain things. You don't want a female that 24/7 they're correcting you. Oh, everything you say is a mistake. Everything you say, no, you gotta do it this way. No.
She's never gonna find a man. I'm just saying that shit.
They're driving.
If you're watching this and that's you, I'm sorry to say
they're driving the
In the Bible,
in
the Bible, right? There's a portion of the Bible that said it was easier to do something than to live with a nagging woman.
It's a contentious woman. I think that's Proverbs.
Yeah, it is
Proverbs,
in the Bible. I don't know how to. They use the word nagging. Nagging. Well, the one thing I cannot stand is a nagging woman. Every small thing, a woman that will nag so much, you'll be scared to drop your cup on your own table.
I did someone like that. No. Yeah, I did someone like that. Small story. Yeah. She was a neat freak.
Yeah.
This girl, I dated someone,
She just
thinking about her is making me nervous. I just spilled my tea, my on the floor. Look, I went to her apartment, right? If I put a plate down on the table, she's immediately cleaning it or rearranging it, putting it in a certain way. If I put my shoes, at this spot, she picks it up and puts it. If I sit down, she's adjusting the camera.
She's watching this video right now.
Why don't you just chill out?
I feel you.
Chill out. Come on. I appreciate the fact that you're neat, but look, I'm not here to make your place dirty, but just let me be myself.
That's
one thing I was going to say. We're socialized differently.
It's just ridiculous.
Men and women were socialized differently, and I think it's about time for men and women to respect that from each other.
Respect of space.
Yeah.
The respect of space. It has to come from the man to the woman, and from the woman to the man.
Right,
and they
exactly.
have to respect space.
Yeah.
So don't forget our topic.
Absolutely, exactly. How to get a man?
Capture a man's
Respect space.
Yeah. Respect his space.
Exactly. Respect his space. And also, let's not run away from what I just talked about. The sexual aspect of it. I think we got to talk about that.
Let's go into that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go into that.
I don't know why they're shy away from it. I don't get it. You be telling me I'm scared. Are you serious?
Hold on.
Are you joking? That's not possible.
Okay, let me tell you why that will not work. it is important, but it's not the most important.
No one said it's the most important. It's part of it.
Okay, let's keep it real then.
Uh-huh.
I've dated someone before who is, I'm not a virgin, I have a daughter, so you know people know I'm not a virgin, right? I've dated someone before who, if you come to that department, she has PhD.
Okay.
In what?
But that's what she has to offer.
In that department,
really?
that you said, this person right here is not an asshole, this person...
What's the word that you're trying to use? I don't understand. Which department?
Hold on.
Rick?
Which department? Sex department.
Of course.
Right?
Okay.
Now, but outside that, everything else, she is a pain in the ass.
Okay, then she's useless.
She will nag from morning to
Uselessness.
morning.
Uselessness.
Right? Everything else comes with a complaint. Right? A big girl with money. Real money. I don't want to mention the profession.
That's probably why.
If I mention the profession, someone like her has known me for a long time. We know exactly which one I'm talking about.
What's her name again?
I'm not going to say anything. Right? So, beautiful. So, people wonder, a lot of people, even
Why
my
were you guys
brothers
not
were
together?
wondering, why, Pascal, why didn't you marry this girl? They see us outside, but they don't know what I suffer when we go inside. When we go inside, you know what it means? So we've been fighting Iraq war and Afghanistan war at the same time.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but you're straying from my point.
No, I'm not straying away because you keep talking about sex.
I don't keep talking about
the sex.
No, you
I don't keep talking about it.
Hold it. I guess what you're saying is yes.
Okay, so now let me ask you this. You meet a really good girl, and she doesn't satisfy you sexually.
Exactly.
She does everything else right.
Well,
she doesn't satisfy you sexually. Is that irrelevant?
I can't answer that question.
Of course.
Everything adds up.
The same for a woman. A woman that does not get satisfied is probably a wanting woman.
Everything adds up.
Can I use one English to summarize?
Go ahead.
You need a woman that will bring the totality of the entirety of what you're looking for.
Wow.
He just said absolutely nothing by the way.
I did.
The totality of the entirety. I want that bag. Which kind of Nigerian
I think you want to touch
Zedi will say the totality of the entirety. That means she will bring she has to be the total package of the entire thing that you're looking for.
Ladies.
Well, I must.
Did I make my English clear now?
I hope so.
You did.
Total
But I
package
hope
of the
so.
entire thing. Yeah.
But I'll have to say one thing again, okay? It's going to be hard to find everything in
Of
one
course
person.
not.
No one is perfect.
So I guess you know.
But that's what I'm
in
saying,
this
the totality
episode,
of the entirety.
I get it. In this
You
episode,
don't, the English, you don't understand it.
in this
but it makes
episode,
sense.
what we're saying is how you can get a good man, right? So definitely, if you find someone that gives you 80% of,
80 is even too high.
80 is
When
too
you
high.
find
It's not like we're going to give them everything either.
Yeah.
But there's some basic things that is standard. Like I believe, I don't know about
You guys haven't mentioned something though.
Religion.
You haven't mentioned cooking. Okay, cooking. You have mentioned that one.
Of course.
So apart from the fact that you need to cook clean and
No, you don't need to cook clean. I'm not looking for a salad.
no. Hold on, let me
But
finish.
at least
I'm not
bring
saying
them to
you
the table.
should, but I'm saying those are qualities that is good to have. Cooking. Look, if you can cook clean, you can provide good sex, like you said. You know.
Why is that? I said it. You don't like it. Like you said.
You can provide those. Let me just say this. Put it out there. Your marketability is very high. Yeah, it's very high.
And here's something I want to say. Here's something I want to say. And I want to say this very confidently. There are ladies who are going to watch this video and hear what we're saying and say this is stupid African mentality, misogynist, blah, blah, blah. The same ladies will say a man needs to be able to provide financially. We also have things that we need to do, right?
Now you guys need to provide.
Exactly. But when we say it, it's a problem, right?
Yes.
When we say these are the things that we like, right? It is a problem.
But when you guys put all your demands on what's
Let me say this.
When you put your
I'm not
list
telling
it's
you
not a problem.
it's a responsibility of yours. No. I'm saying that's something that is appreciated.
Can I add something too? Real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Another thing is not a specific religion, but the understanding and belief that there's something greater than you and I. You have to respect, I don't care if you're Muslim, Buddhist, Christian, I don't care about the actual religion. I do believe that you have to understand and respect the fact that there are powers greater than us.
Oh yeah.
Right? I don't want to be force-fed your specific religion. I'm just being honest, because some girls that if you're not this, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I don't really want to be force-fed your religion, and I don't want to force-feed you mine, but we both need to respect the fact that there are powers greater than us and everybody else.
My take on that is a little bit more stringent, because I feel like you need to be, the Bible talks about being equally yoked. So if you're Muslim and I'm Christian, it's probably not going to pop off. That's just the truth. But anyways.
Yeah, but you can convert the Muslim to become a Christian.
That's different though. But
I don't need to convert anybody.
That's different.
She can be whatever she
If you want to convert, that's different. But, dang, I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry,
along that line about
it's a Muslim and there's a Christian, it's not gonna pop.
If she's Muslim and I'm Christian, I ain't converting anybody. As long as, we respect each other's space, I ain't converting
equally
anybody.
yoked.
Yeah, so, and I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay,
that's fine.
That's fine. Okay, let me
When you remember, just let us know.
Yeah. We keep staying here and we'll keep running our mouths on what a woman can do to capture a man's heart, but we're forgetting one thing. What is the role of your mom in your life? Okay, like my mom is dead, right? But I know the role my mom played when she was alive. When my mom was alive, my mom was my, if I do wrong, the first person that will attack me. If I do good, the first person that will congratulate me. If I'm in trouble, the first person that will find out from my voice that something is wrong. If things are going well, she knows my voice to make her demands, that things are really good. So a man, to capture a man's heart, men, no matter how big they are, it doesn't matter if Obama, Clinton, or Mandela, or whoever, how big the man is, they always like that woman that can come in and play that mother role, but without treating them like a child.
Can I ask you that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because let me finish. Like when I used to go to shows, right? I remember 3 shows that I can mention that I thought was bigger than me, and I had to call my mom to pray for me inside the hotel. I did a show with Awilo Komba in Toronto, Canada, many years ago. Then when we were about to do the show, and I saw how the buzz was in Toronto, I was like, God, I hope I can perform on stage. I called my mom on phone. I remember calling my mom in my hotel and I said, Mommy, pray for me. I have this show I'm about to do tonight. I think this show is bigger than me. But you know what I'm saying? Something happened in a show in Ireland. And then I did another show in Australia, something happened for my mom. So now, if you can find a girl who you can confide in that much, where when you know that you're losing confidence or something is not balanced, and you can call her and say, my sister,
that's deep.
I beg, can you pray for me, or can you, leave me?
But definitely,
can I add something really quickly?
Yeah, a woman that can come into your life and play that role, but without treating you like a child.
Wow.
That will capture someone.
I think I just wanted to ask a question because it's related, but it's gonna sound like I'm going off. I don't have children yet. I don't have a daughter yet, but I think we need to be very aware of how we raise our daughters and our sons, especially our daughters, since this conversation we're having about capturing hearts. And we've talked about this before. If we talk about African culture or Nigerian culture, which is what I'm more versed with, we tell these young women that they can't date until a certain age. We tell them they can't do this, they can't do that. They don't have any experience with these kinds of things. Then we expect them to be, prepared for things that they're not going to be prepared for practically. So, practically, right? So that's, I think for me, we need to, are we raising our children right? Do you think this is the generation prior? Are we raising our children right in the sense, because we talked about, and I'm not trying to bash you, Pascal, I'm not trying to say, but and I don't know why you're kind of like with the sex thing, but those things are important.
Extremely important. Let's stop acting like it's not.
No, I'm not kind
Let's
of.
stop dancing on it. It's important.
Hold on. I am here to represent the African culture, which I've always represented and always will.
And the African culture does not have sex?
African culture do have sex, but okay, let me give you an example. If you go on our TV shows in Nigeria, there's no TV show in Nigeria that's come openly, if I'm right, to talk about sex the way we talk about.
Is that a positive or a negative?
Okay, it's negative. But see, so for someone like me to evolve to the point where I will talk about sex openly like that, it's a gradual process for me.
Well, watch on that episode of APTHOC.
Hold on. Hold on, but am I making sense?
I get what you're saying.
Okay, because
but that's
let me get. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's like, don't front it. How did we get to here?
Hold on. You guys went to high school in America, two of you, right?
I went to high school in Nigeria, America too.
Okay, did you go to primary school in America and Nigeria too?
No.
No, where did you go to?
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Okay, you see, how many years have you lived in America?
For quite a while. I was born here now.
Okay, I was not born here. So my traditional.
Have you guys seen other episodes of this show?
Yes.
Pascal, get that way, man.
Please, let me also. Hold on, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. Don't remind this guy. He's talking about innocent nonsense. I beg.
Okay, I thought about.
Let me ask. Let me. No.
Even if we're gonna say generational, it doesn't even make any sense.
No.
Okay.
Now let me ask this question. I'm gonna ask two questions.
Okay.
Number one.
Are you asking me or Ike?
I'm asking everybody. Or I'm actually making statement. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna say two things.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Is it possible that lady who brings the best out of you may never become your wife? That's one, right? Number two, do you think the modern man is wired to be loved that way? Do you think we understand the value of everything that we're saying?
Well, that's a learning process, I'll say. And look, I didn't fully come to understand or appreciate some females that I've dealt with in the past until later on in my life. I think with time, you know, the older you get, the more mature you get, the more experience you have in life. You reflect, you go back and you say, wow, you know, this could have been my wife, you know? Because sometimes as men, we tend to overlook what's good for us.
A lot of times.
Yeah.
We tend to overlook. So it's also a learning process. And I think because you asked, you know, is it possible to overlook, you know, those kind of women? It is very possible, but it's not really that we're doing it consciously, just because of our where we are mentally at that time in life.
Let me add to that. See, women mature faster than men.
True.
A young lady at 26 years old, right? When you speak with her, it will sound like a man of 36 years old or even older, right? So they are able to see before we see.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like for me, for example, myself, before I got into this business, I've dealt with a lot of good women, very good quality.
That you could have married. Now, looking back.
I could have married looking back now, but then my brain was not developed enough to realize, you know, they say you don't know the value of what you have until you lose it. So in that condition, yes, you could have, God can bring the best woman in your life, but you will not realize it until you lose them.
Women do the same thing.
Yeah,
too.
until
Well, I just need you to understand that I value you.
Yeah, that's
We all talking directly to her.
Yeah, I'm trying to answer your question.
What's her name
right?
again now?
Oh, don't worry.
Tolu or Tinuka?
Hold on now.
Oh, sorry.
So to answer your question, yes, it's possible.
Or drinking this tea, yeah?
It's possible. And at the end of the day, you know what ended up happening? Those women that you lost, that you know were good for you, but my brain wasn't matured enough.
Right.
When your brain is matured enough, now you start looking for the same qualities that you lost, and then you may never find it.
Right.
So, in that case, we want to conclude?
Yes, let's conclude. Yes.
How do you capture a man's heart?
Dang. It's such a big topic. I mean, first of all, to each his own. So, each and every one of us obviously have our own, you know, wants and needs. Some of them overlap because of the kind of people that we are, some of the similarities that we have, some of our career goals and some of our career. So that's, you know, and our personality, so they overlap. But there's some minor things that he may value that I don't really value like that, and I may value and he may not value like that. So, you know, one thing I will be very mindful of is, it's about knowing, okay, it is what it is. So if you're dealing with somebody, if that person is not for you, that person is not for you. So some things you can't force. You can't force a man that's not feeling you, or a situation that's not working. That's how you get in situations where the woman gets frustrated, or somebody goes off and does something else. Those happen for other reasons as well. But I would say, to conclude, don't force it. Don't force something that's not there.
Yes, that there is not there.
Because then later on you end up with worse and more, you know, it's just worse issues for the future. So for me, as you're dating and as you're meeting people and stuff like that, be yourself. Put your best foot forward. you know, and try to be as understanding as possible. That's what I mean, at least, and be open and honest to your best ability, and then I feel like the rest will fall into play.
Let me piggyback off your own. Stop dating. Do what you do, and while you're doing what you do, you will find somebody who's doing what you do, and you will try. Stop Tinder, all this, I'm going on a date, I'm going to date. You go on 400 dates, you don't find anybody. You're wasting your time.
That's true.
Keep doing what you do, be yourself, right? If you find a good person, try it out.
I'm sorry, one more thing. It's easy for us to say as black men,
stop dating!
But
black women don't have the kind of liberties.
The topic says how to capture a man's heart. So are you telling them that they should stop dating? That's how to capture a man's
Basically what I'm saying is just piggybacking off what you said. Because I hear a lot about dating. I met this guy, I met too many people, it's too much. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Small thing, brother, whatever I say. Be yourself, love yourself, right? You see somebody do not gauge the person on value, like things. Also,
material possessions.
I've heard people say, I won't date a short guy, I won't date a tall guy. Once you start making your list too long, that's the amount of time you'll be waiting. I'm serious. It's true.
Can you say that again?
When you make your list too long, right? That's also the amount of time you're going to be waiting. It's just the truth. Fall and feel it, right? If it's feel the love, connect with the person, do as you do, and you'll be good. You find a man.
Wow, you guys, I think both of you have already concluded my conclusion. Well, anyways, this is a great topic, and this is, I guess, a quick lesson for young ones out there. Anybody that's trying to capture a man or trying to fall in love or whatever. Keep it real, be yourself. And one word I'll say though is don't put too much pressure on your man, whoever you're dating. Don't put pressure on them because some people have a good man, they know it, but they're trying to convert you and make you, you know, a certain way. No, just let things evolve, like you said. Let things evolve. And honestly, when you were saying your conclusion, I had my conclusion in my head. Now it's gone out of the window. So I'll say my conclusion is your conclusion.
Okay. My own conclusion is this: don't try to claim any man.
Say that again, louder, please.
Don't try to claim any man.
Thank you.
Alright. Well, in that sense, it ties to what you said. Who said no pressure? Don't put pressure on any man. Don't put pressure on any man. Develop yourself, because the more you develop yourself, the more you can attract quality, and then you can be able to read the developed man too. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't develop yourself, you can't capture my heart. Am I making sense? Intelligence, development means increasing your intelligence. Intelligence only, not PhD. You can have triple PhD and still be a fool. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
It's very true.
Wow. Cook. I'm not looking for a cook. I can cook, but it's always good for a woman to sometimes put her soul in the kitchen.
Ain't nothing wrong with it, man.
Just stop acting like you can't say
that.
I don't cook.
Women, I know we did a topic about why so many single Nigerian women out there and people who are batching us and saying, oh, if I the question I want to ask most of those girls is, are you single? Are you married? You're still single.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Remember, you're still single. Time is ticking. Biological time ticking.
Injury time.
Injury time ticking too. Number 4, sex. If he's your man and you're married to him, please satisfy him for the good. Hold on. You left there. You left there. You don't know. I bet you. Hold on. You've had it. It's very important from my brothers and brothers.
Come on.
Then, above all,
love.
Look at your mom. For those whose mom stayed with their dad till death, not those that their mom and their dad broke up. I'm sorry,
they could break up, but the mom could still be valuable in their life. Okay.
Yes, but if you want to show me how to get to New York, and you want to describe the streets of New York, I'd rather take it from someone who has been to New York than someone who read about New York. Am I making sense?
Of course.
Right.
So, for those of you whose parents are still together and whose parents were together till they died, take some qualities from your mom, because your mom is never a fool, and see how your mom treated your dad. And I'm sure that, because what I've seen in this world is, if you give, you shall receive. Simple. That's
Okay,
what
no. Before we click our glasses, I just remember one thing I was going to say when you were concluding. In my conclusion, females, feel free to compliment a man. Compliment your man.
Thank you.
A lot of females feel that if they compliment a man, it makes them lesser of a human being. It's not true. Please compliment a man. That's one thing a man never gets. A man can compliment a woman 100 times a day. But women, it's hard for them to open their mouth and say something positive about a man. Please, you know, and it takes some. Oh, look, you just took me back somewhere. I dated a female that if we went out anywhere and I get compliment from anybody, whether man or female, she'd be like, "Don't say that to him. It's gonna make his head big." What do you mean? It's gonna make his head big? Let the people say and just feel confident. I think. If you are confident in yourself and about yourself or who you are, it frees you up to give somebody else a compliment. But that's important.
Okay, can I add something to that, please? I nearly forgot it. If you want to capture a man's heart, don't be that woman that always complain about, oh, I don't like the way you wear your dress or your shoe. I don't like the way you wear your tie. I don't like the way your shirt. I don't like your combination. Why don't you make suggestions? Why don't you try to help the person to improve?
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
I've always said, right, I'm a simple guy, I'm smooth, you know what I'm saying? It's just who I am.